Good thing we caught that. One more on each side, or one more here, and we'll take it again back to child's pose, maybe with that wide leg for today's practice, or downward facing dog if you'd prefer to go right up into down dog. In our child's pose, we're reaching our hips towards our heels. There's a little tuck under, and we create space in the low back. We're there for about 10 breaths today. Here's that mat if you wanted to put it behind your knees. Sorry to sneak up on you like that. Let's come back up. We'll go right into our kneeling plank, shifting forward. And then right down to our bellies as we connect our sacral chakra right down to the earth, activating, and then lifting up our chest, inhaling into cobra. Exhale back down to the earth. A few more of these. Inhaling, reaching your chest forward. Exhaling back down. 3 more flowing cobras. And then we'll push the earth away as we lift our hips and our chest right back to child's pose or downward facing dog. One more massage for our head on our mat or our block. Opening ourselves up today to creativity, passion, all of that just to flow through us. And let's add our half series or rest in child's pose, inhaling into a full or kneeling plank. Exhaling, coming halfway or all the way to your belly. Open up into cobra. Back to our bellies. Press the earth away, lift up, and slide it back to child's pose. You can rest in child's pose or flow again with me. Inhale forward. Exhale to the belly. Our almost like our inner arms are grazing our rib cage. We open up into cobra. Back down to our bellies. Then we press the earth away and slide it back to child's pose. We've got one more, or rest in child's pose. You can flow on your own or take a little rest. Incredible. Press the earth away, we go back. Child's pose, and then we inhale to all fours to do some hip circles. So another nice way to awaken our hips. We'll take a little circle out to the right. Oh, that feels good. Come back to neutral, and then over to the other side. Shift it back. We'll check in. See how those hips are doing side to side? It's like you're making a figure 8. Closing our eyes and bring your awareness to that ball and socket of your hip, of your bone meeting in your pelvis. And think of it as just stirring that up, loosening up any tension in that area. This might be one of my favorites. This one here, we'll make it back to a neutral spine, looking up between our hands to bring our right foot up between the hands. Take your time, you know the trick, grab it behind the ankle, bring it up. We rise up into our lunge. So we'll come down onto a kneeling lunge today so that we can hinge back to stretch our hamstring. This can be a nice spot for 2 blocks if you feel like you're too far from the floor. Want 2 blocks, Christine? So hinge forward again to your hip flexor stretch. And then hinge back to your hamstring stretch. You're welcome. So either our hands are on our blocks, or for balance, we're reaching up, closing our eyes, reaching back. We'll just do one more. I know this one can be tough on our knees, especially if we only have one mat down. We'll bend the front knee, bring the hands to the inside, sweep it back, and then the other foot comes up. Right, inhale, feel this hip flexor, shift it forward, stretch, and then shift it back and maybe lift your toe if you want to. All right, about 4 more of those. Eyes open or closed, hands on or off our blocks. Amazing job. That last one will be bending our knees, bringing our hand to frame that front foot, tucking our back toe onto the mat, and pushing to forward fold. So take your time. You might want to use your chair or grab your block. We'll inhale to our halfway lift. Our hands are either to our block or our shins. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Let the head be heavy. A few more of those. Inhale, rising up. Notice your lumbar spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come halfway again. This time, notice the strength of your core as your belly button goes towards your spine. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale. Exhale to chair pose. So we'll bend our knees, lift up our hearts. And we'll do a chair pose with cat and cow. Hands come to our knees. We'll tuck our tailbone under, round out our back. And then inhale, draw our hands down our thighs and wrap our elbows around our rib cage. Exhale, cat. Inhaling, cow. On our next exhale, right back to forward fold. Give those legs a little stretch. Let the head be heavy, possibly even dangling down. Feeling thankful today and joyful to be you. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale, chair pose, flowing chair. Inhale to rise. Exhale to sit back. Closing our eyes today if it feels okay, and letting go of any judgment. Not only that judgment that can be directed towards others, but even more importantly, that judgment towards ourselves with our own internal dialogue or thoughts. Letting go. One more, and we'll be turning our flowing chair into our flowing airplane as part of our warm-up. Big breath up, and then we hinge, strengthen and lengthen. Halfway, inhale up. Exhale, hinge, soften the knees. We've got about 5 more of those. Our hips go back a little bit, but our head is reaching forward. One more. And we'll be turning that into just our regular flowing mountain. Inhale, we extend up in mountain. Exhale, we bring our hands to our sides. All on your own with your own breath. Matching your inhale to your rise up and matching your exhale to your hands coming back towards the earth. Yeah, need those fans on. Couple more. Now just our left hand's going to reach up and not over, just straight up while we press into our left foot. Really good for our posture here and our balance. We'll bring that hand down, sweep the other arm up. Pressing into our right foot, but reaching up for the sun with our right hand. Wonderful. Exhale, let's move into our moonflowers. We'll take our right foot back, turn our toes out towards those long edges of our mat. And today we'll be doing 1 moonflower and 1 sunflower. So the moonflower is up, and then we keep the chest up, bend our elbows, bend our knees. And the sunflower is basically the same, but we reach for the mat. So we'll do 1 moonflower and 1 sunflower at your own pace. Or you can do all moonflowers, all sunflowers. There's no right or wrong, just warming up. Last one. Stepping all the way back up to the tops of our mats. Inhale, sweep up. We'll bring our hands to our Sacral Chakra Mudra. Relax the shoulders down from the ears. Press into our feet. And we'll clasp our fingertips together now, reaching up. And then in front of us, separating our shoulder blades. And we'll add a little flow. So as we reach up, we'll come onto our toes. Exhale, heels go down, and then we separate the shoulder blades. A few more of those. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, down. Whoa, exhale, down. Last one. This time our hands now will come back behind us. We'll open across our collarbones. We can stay here or forward fold, whatever works for you. We can fold, or you can keep your head up above your heart and just focus on opening the heart and breathing. Let's release those hands, bring them to our shoulders. Give our shoulders a little bit of love. Take the elbows towards each other, tuck our chin. Inhale, open up. A few more. Check in with the neck. How's the neck doing today? If we need to take care of it, making sure to modify. Last one, we'll bring our hands back to our sides, take our right ear towards our right shoulder and press our left hand away, creating some space here between that, your left ear and your shoulder. Keep repeating that song. We'll switch sides. Drop that ear, press away to create some space. And then bring the head up. Let's tuck our chin towards our chest. Breathe. If you wanted to put a little more weight on it, you could put your hands on the back of your head. But be nice to your neck. And release. Let's take our thumbs inside our hands, warm up our wrists, do some little rotations here. One way and then the other. And then we'll do our ankles. So you can bring your left foot forward first. So point and flex. Notice the difference of stretching the front of our leg, then stretching the back. Let's strengthen our knees. You can hold your chair if you wanted to. Bring up that leg. And now bend and straighten. So activate your quad. This helps with strengthening the knees. Last one. Other side. Also balance, right? As we're here on one foot. So you could always take your hands out for a little more balance. Bring it forward. Let's point and flex first. Oh, I forgot to open and close. Straighten and open and close. Woo. Feel the hip action there. Lift it up and bend and straighten. Flex and relax. And breathe. And release. Do a couple little circles here, side to side. And we'll do our sun breath today. Big, beautiful breath up. Reaching for the sun. Exhaling, diving forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, folding again. Inhaling up, reach for the sun. Exhale to chair pose. You can continue to reach for the sun if you want to. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale to mountain. So we'll do another sun breath. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, dive it forward. Halfway lift, breathing in. Exhale, folding. Sweeping all the way up. Exhaling to our chair. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to mountain. So we'll do two sun salutations today. Just wanted to show you your option. If you don't want to come down to the floor with me and do the half series, when we do our lunge, you just hold your lunge and wait for us to come back to the lunge. So you can skip the part of flowing down to the floor and doing the plank. Let's go. Big, beautiful breath up. Exhale, diving forward fold. Halfway lift, breathing in, folding, breathing out. Bending our knees, holding our chair or hands to the floor, right foot back. Rising up into your lunge. So this is where you can stay, even if you just want to watch the first one. Exhale to down dog or child's pose with me. From down dog or child's pose, we flow into a full or kneeling plank. Then we go halfway or all the way down, just like we practiced earlier. Open up into cobra, back to our bellies. Then we press the earth away, back to down dog or all fours with me if you're taking care of your wrist. And that left foot's going to come up between the hands. Thank you for staying in lunge today, Maria, so I could see which foot we were doing. Rise up to our lunge. And then forward fold. Sweeping all the way up to the sky. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to our mountain pose. So we'll do one more sun salutation. You can choose to flow or not. Big breath up. Diving forward fold. Halfway lift, breathing in. Folding again, breathing out. This time taking your left foot back. Finding your lunge. Inhale. So you can stay here in your lunge or even flow your lunge if you wanted to add some movement, or move to downward facing dog or all fours with me. From here, flowing into a full or kneeling plank or staying in your lunge, halfway or all the way, up dog or cobra, or flowing your lunge back to your belly, press the earth away, back to all fours or downward facing dog. Then we'll be bringing our left foot up between the hands, or right, whichever one we didn't do. Rise up into our lunge where we meet our friends. Let's flow with them a few times. And then forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathing in. Folding, breathing out. Sweeping all the way up to the sky. Exhale to chair. Keep our hearts up. Big breath up. And meeting in our mountain pose. So relax those shoulders. It's time for our strength portion of our class with a focus on our sacral chakra. So grab a drink or adjust your clothes or do what you need to do to get comfortable before we start. I like to break it down into 4 or 5 parts of our class. Does anybody like step aerobics? I used to teach step aerobics. I have a few steps. I thought I might bring them in. We'll do like a grapevines and runs. One of these days we'll do a special one. It's like Zumba. And speaking of Latin dance, there's a girl going to be offering the Latin dance workouts on. You have to bring your partner. No, so there's no. So even okay, so the Latin dance, the actual Latin dancing with the professional dance instructors, you don't have to need a partner for that one. There's plenty of people that are signed up by themselves. But there's another lady, Anna, who's going to do Latin dance workout. So it's like Zumba, but it's not called Zumba. And it's on Thursday nights, I believe. She's going to start offering that if she gets enough people. So it'll be like similar to Zumba. Maybe she just can't call it Zumba for copyright stuff like that. All right. Blah, blah, blah. I got off track. Let's get back to our sacral chakra. Let's take our left foot back and sink into our hips, into our hip flexor. So there's a slight tuck forward. Now you could be on your chair. You could even have a chair underneath your backside here. Let's close our eyes and breathe. Honoring our natural sexuality through this practice today. Relaxing our shoulders, feeling strong. Dropping our left heel down onto the mat. Now we open up into warrior two as we extend our arms out. Our right knee is bending. And we're actively reaching those fingertips in opposite directions. And some modifications are to shorten up your stance if you're taking care of your back or your knees. If you want more sensation, then you step wider. Think of stacking the spine one vertebrae on top of each other. Breathe. We'll bring our hands back to our sacral chakra, straighten out our right leg, turn the toes towards the windows, and then slightly out on an angle, bend our knees coming down into goddess pose. Shifting the hips back, and we can keep our hands on our chakra or we can open up into goddess pose if you want a little more for the shoulders. Breathe. Feeling grateful today for the body that I have, supporting me throughout my daily life. We'll straighten up our legs and turn your right toe back up towards the short edge of your mat for triangle pose. Opening up, reaching forward and hinging down. You could have a block under your hand if that feels more supportive. Wherever you want your gaze to be, you could look up at your hand, you can look forward, or you can even look down at your bottom foot. We'll be looking at our front foot, bending our front knee, and stepping to forward fold on an exhale. Halfway lift, breathing in, folding, breathing out. Sweeping all the way up, inhaling, exhaling to chair. Back up, breathing in, exhaling to mountain. So let's do one more sun breath before we move on. Inhale, sweep, exhale, dive. Halfway lift, breathing in, and then folding again. Sweeping all the way up. Exhaling, find your strong chair, hips shift back. Back up, breathe in. Exhale, find our strong mountain pose. So the peak of our mountain, imagine it peeking through the clouds, right? Nice and long. And then our right foot will step back into our high lunge on the other side, bending our knee, maybe using a chair here or a chair even underneath our backside. Let's reach up. Or we can have our hands on our chakra area. Checking in with how it feels to close our eyes, let go of outside distractions, and bring that awareness within. Strong legs. Let's take the left heel down to the mat and open up. Now our hips are opening, but our knee, that left knee hasn't come in at all. It's still right towards the middle of the foot. Nice and strong, relax the shoulders. And here we are in our warrior two. Closing our eyes or maybe bringing our hand to our chakra. Straightening out that left leg, turning the toes towards the wall or the long edge of our mat. Bending our knees and shifting into our goddess pose. Our hand can be on towards our chakra, or our arms can be open, elbows at shoulder height. A little bit of tension between your shoulder blades, like you're trying to hold a toonie back there. Or a donut. It doesn't have to be as small as a toonie. It could be a donut. We're straightening out both of our legs now, turning your left toe back towards the short edge of the mat, opening up our wings, reaching the left arm forward. A small straightness in that front leg, and then we hinge down into triangle pose with or without our block underneath our hand. Honoring our top shoulder. If it doesn't feel nice, tuck it back behind you. All right, we'll gaze down at our front foot, lift our back heel and step to forward fold. Exhale. Flowing through some sun breath now, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold again. Sweep to sky, reach for the sun. Inhale, renewal. Exhale, sit back. Exhale, rest. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, dive forward. One more. Halfway lift, breathing in. Folding, breathing out. Sweeping all the way back up. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Exhale, finding our mountain pose. All right, moving on to our next sequence. Be taking our right foot back into a wide leg forward fold. So instead of our goddess where our knees are bent, this time there's just a small bend. We hinge at our hips. And we could have a block underneath our hands here or our chair, or we can be hanging out, letting the head be heavy. Keeping a small bend in our knees so as not to hyperextend them. Breathe. A modification today is to reach your right hand over towards your left, outside of your left foot or your calf, and your other hand will go to your low back. Or you can stay right where you were if that doesn't feel nice. Breathe. With the hand on the lumbar spine, you can keep your hips facing the floor and noticing a flatness across it. And all the way to the other side, reach it across. Maybe check in with that lower back again. Bringing it back to our regular wide leg forward fold. And then looking at our left toes, turning them up towards the top of the mat. Lifting our back heel, so we turn towards, we're in a bit of a runner's lunge. And forward fold, breathing out. Halfway lift, breathing in. Exhale, fold. Sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale to chair. Holding our chair here. Making any adjustments you need to feel more comfortable by widening your stance, not bending as much. Breathe. As we straighten out, we'll bring our hands to our sides in our mountain pose and breathe. Bringing our hands to our chakra again. Just finding the breath in mountain. Letting go of any competition. Big breath up, inhale. Exhaling into airplane and holding our airplane. Instead of our normal flow, we'll hold. So you can have your hands reach back, palms face the floor, or they can be out wide if you want to. Breathing. And then forward fold, exhale. Bending our knees, stepping or jumping back to a plank position or all fours with me. We're coming down to the mat and we're not getting back up. All right, take a little rest in child's pose now. Our palms can be facing up towards the sun. Our head can be on the mat or a block or our two fists. Breathe. Just find a nice relaxing breath. If child's pose does not feel good, you can bring your hips forward a little bit or put a block or bolster or mat behind your knees. From our child's pose, making our way to a seated position. So we'll come forward, drop down onto a hip and bring it around. So now for our deer pose that we flowed first because we weren't warm enough to hold it. And then now we're going to hold it. So there's some space between our feet. Their heels are in. The hands are back. So if it feels okay for your wrists, you're pointing your fingertips towards your backside. We're opening it up and then dropping the knees to one side and opening up the chest. So you have to modify a little bit to feel good. I like to put my knee on my instep of my foot. But you don't have to do that. You could be wider if you wanted to. Just depends on how the outside of the hip feels. Open up. This really does remind me of a deer. I love this pose. Be nice to our hips. We'll take it over to the other side and modify. If it feels like this is too far, draw it in and open up. All right, bring it back. Soles are going to come together, the soles of our feet, into our butterfly pose. We'll have our feet together. Could have your sacral chakra mudra or your hand gesture here. You could be holding on to your ankles. Breathe. No forcing our butterfly pose, just letting gravity stretch your hips. Opening ourselves up today to creativity. Letting passion flow into our lives. All right, let's draw those knees together, give them a little bit of love, and we'll be rolling back onto our backs for our last pose before our healing sound. Happy baby, of course. Happy baby or happy ladies, whatever you want to call it. So bending our knees and bringing them outside of our rib cage, the soles of the feet face up towards the sky. We can rock our happy baby. We can hold it steady, whatever works in this moment. A few more breaths. We'll draw those knees together now and take a little rock side to side, massaging our lower back. And then settling into our Shavasana. So we can keep our knees bent, or you could be laying out nice and flat. Yeah, if you want to come up here, Sharon, I'll give you the microphone. You can clip it anywhere you want to. Yes, someone did it, was you.
Can I get you to turn the fans down? Thank you, because my voice has to carry to the back. All right. My name is Sharon. I am a certified sound Reiki master, and I am very grateful for this opportunity to guide you through this sound Reiki experience. I'll be using vocally created sounds to create a beautiful circle of love and light all around you. A sacred space to surround you as the energy flows through your body. As we saw so beautifully in Denise's session, we are focusing on our chakra, our sacral chakra. And our chakras can be blocked by negative things affecting us in our lives. So the intent of this healing session is to remove any blocks and to align and balance your energy so you can resonate to 100% divine love and light. The sacral chakra resonates to the color orange, your center of pleasure, passion, creativity, and sensuality. Sound Reiki always is in partnership with Source. Source is my word for God, and your source is whoever you pray to. Now, all I need you to do is close your eyes, settle into an open, comfortable position with nothing crossed, and here we go. It is my intent to create a beautiful circle of love and light all around you and align us all to a perfect frequency for this healing. Take a moment to feel this circle around you. Visualize your chamber, your circle, your sacred space. You may see orange in your space. Feel it surround you. We are all on the same cloud now, ready to align and balance your energy. I will call you back when it is complete. I ask Source to repair, align, and activate your meridians, axonal lines, energy grids, and chakras so that you may resonate to 100% divine love and light. Creating your highest possible divine reality, aligned to the highest divine reality of all that is divine love and light. Feel the energy. It's coming up from the soles of your feet. Feel it coming up your legs as the energy reaches your sacral chakra. It lingers there. Feel the energy circling around your sacral chakra. It continues and moves up through your torso, up through your shoulders, through your throat, to the top of your head, and settles in behind your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. I will now ground you. Whenever we move energy within our body, we need to anchor it and ground it into the physical body. As I tone in your grounding, visualize roots coming from the soles of your feet deep into the earth. It is my intent to ask Source and the Earth Mother to embrace us all in your loving arms, to ground this beautiful frequency of divine love and light into every aspect and level of our body and being now. Slowly come back, wiggling your fingertips, wiggling your toes, moving your head back and forth. Slowly come back. Take a nice deep breath. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. If you had a blockage on your sacral chakra, you may feel unbalanced while you process this healing. It can take anywhere from 10 to 60 minutes to process a healing. You may feel lighter, your energy bigger. Drinking water can help you process the healing. And now with a balanced sacral chakra, it'll play a powerful role in your zest for life, inspiring you, fostering your sensuality, intimacy, and creativity. Thank you for joining us today and bringing your beautiful energy to this group and this cause. And thank you, Denise, for the beautiful session. And thank you, Jane and Zonta, for all your work that you have done this month for ovarian cancer awareness. Namaste.